The sky above Earth was quiet that morning. A large silver spaceship entered the clouds and slowly landed in the school playground. Children looked up, pointing and shouting with surprise. Teachers ran outside. No one expected aliens to visit today. The spaceship door opened with a loud sound. A group of alien students stepped out. They were tall, thin, and had glowing blue eyes. Their skin was smooth and purple. They wore silver suits and walked with pride, their heads high. One alien whispered to another, "So this is Earth. Looks so old and simple." The others laughed quietly. These alien students came from a far planet called Virex-9. They were part of a special exchange program. Humans had sent a few students to their world last year. Now it was time for Virex-9 to send students to Earth. The aliens believed they were smarter, stronger, and more advanced than humans. They thought humans were soft, slow, and weak. One alien named Zara was different. She was quiet and curious. She didn't laugh with the others. Instead, she looked around carefully. Something didn't feel right. Everything looked simple: buildings, clothes, cars. But something deep inside her said, "Be careful." The alien students entered the human school. Students stared at them, some with fear, others with interest. A human boy waved and smiled. "Welcome to our school," he said. The aliens nodded but didn't speak much. They didn't want to make friends. In their minds, this was just a small visit to a weak planet. During class, the alien students were bored. The science lessons were too easy. The math problems were slow. One alien whispered, "This is like baby learning." But Zara noticed something strange. Every time the teacher gave a hard question, the human students solved it, fast. They didn't panic. They worked together. Their minds were quick, even if their tools were old. At lunch, the aliens sat together, watching the humans eat. One of them pointed to a small human boy in the corner. He was lifting heavy metal bars in the gym. "Look at that little human. He thinks he's strong." An alien laughed. But then they saw the boy lifting a bar that weighed over 100 kilograms. The aliens went silent. "That must be fake," one alien said. But Zara wasn't sure. She walked to the gym window and kept watching. The boy was sweating, but he didn't stop. He did it again and again. His body was shaking, but he never gave up. After school, the alien students were taken to their human host families. Zara stayed with a kind woman and her teenage son, named Leo. That night, Zara asked Leo, "Why do humans train so hard if they have weak bodies?" Leo smiled. "We're not weak," he said. "We just don't show off. Strength is more than big muscles." The next day, Zara started paying more attention. She watched humans run during sports. Even when they were tired, they pushed harder. She saw them solve problems under pressure. She saw them laugh even when things went wrong. Aliens didn't do that. On Virex-9, failure was shame, but humans kept trying. That was strange. One evening, Zara followed Leo to the back of the school. There was a metal training room that no one talked about. Zara peeked inside. She saw human students in black uniforms. They were punching, kicking, jumping, moving fast, too fast. One student kicked a wall. The wall cracked. Zara gasped. Leo turned and saw her. "You shouldn't be here," he said calmly. "What is this place?" Zara asked. "Why are humans training like this?" Leo looked serious. "Sometimes we prepare, just in case." "In case of what?" Zara asked. Leo didn't answer. Instead, he pointed to a picture on the wall. It showed human soldiers from the past, dirty, tired, hurt, but standing tall. "This is why," he said. That night, Zara couldn't sleep. She remembered what her teachers said back home. Humans are weak. Their planet is soft. Their bodies are slow. But what she saw was different. Humans hid their power. They didn't brag. They didn't show it. But it was there, waiting. Zara opened her tablet and started taking notes. Observation. Humans appear weak, but they are not. They are strong in ways we don't understand. Must learn more. She looked out the window. The city lights were bright, but peaceful. Still, she felt something deep in her chest. Was it fear or respect? The next day, she told her alien friends what she saw. They laughed. You believe those small creatures are strong. Come on, Zara. But one alien asked, wait, you said a student broke a wall. Zara nodded. They all stopped laughing. Maybe Earth was not what they thought. Maybe humans were not weak at all. Maybe they were hiding something. And Zara was going to find out. The next morning, the alien students gathered in the schoolyard. The sky was clear and the sun was warm. Everything looked normal, but Zara's mind was still full of questions. She kept thinking about the boy who broke the wall. That wasn't normal. And the way Leo said, we prepare, just in case. What did that mean? Zara looked around. Human students were talking, laughing, running to class. They looked happy and relaxed. No one looked dangerous. But Zara had a strange feeling. She whispered to herself, something is hidden here. During gym class, the alien students joined the humans. The teacher made everyone run 5 laps around the field. At first, the aliens ran fast and strong. They laughed and looked proud. This is too easy, one said. But after 3 laps, some aliens started to slow down. Their legs hurt and their breathing was heavy. Meanwhile, the humans kept running. Sweat rolled down their faces, but they didn't stop. Some were even smiling while running. By the 5th lap, most aliens were walking. Only 1 or 2 could keep running. Zara was one of them. She looked around and saw something amazing. A small human girl with short legs and a thin body was running faster than anyone. Her shirt was soaked with sweat, and her face was red, but her eyes were full of fire. Zara walked up to her after the run. How can you keep going like that? She asked. The girl wiped her face and said, my dad says, when your body says stop, your mind says go. That's what I do. Zara didn't reply. She just watched the girl walk away. The aliens thought humans were weak. But how could a weak species have so much strength inside? Later that day, during science class, the teacher gave a tough puzzle. It involved building a simple machine using ropes, magnets, and small metal pieces. The alien students used high logic. They were fast and technical, but their machine didn't work. The human group worked slowly, talking and helping each other. They argued, tried, failed, and fixed. In the end, their machine worked perfectly. How did you do it? An alien asked. A human boy smiled and said, easy. We made mistakes, but we didn't give up. Zara was now keeping the secret journal. She wrote everything she saw. Observation. Humans have mental strength. They'd push through pain. They work as a team. They learn from mistakes. One day after school, Zara followed Leo again. This time, he walked with a group of human students into the forest behind the school. Zara stayed hidden. She watched them enter a small metal gate covered in vines. It led into a dark training area. Zara climbed a tree nearby and looked down. She saw something strange. The humans had removed their school uniforms. They wore black clothes and armor. Some had sticks, others had wooden swords. There were dummies for training, ropes for climbing, and walls for jumping. They were training like soldiers. Zara took out her tablet and recorded a short video. She zoomed in on Leo. He was leading the group, shouting commands. The humans followed with speed and focus. They moved in perfect teams. No one was laughing. No one was playing. This was real. Suddenly, a human boy missed a jump and fell hard. Zara gasped. But the boy stood up quickly, covered in dirt, and said, "Let me try again." No one helped him. No one needed to. He didn't want help. He wanted strength. Zara stayed until night came. As she climbed down from the tree, She stepped on a branch. It cracked loudly. The sound echoed. Leo turned his head sharply. "Who's there?" he shouted. A flashlight turned on and pointed toward the trees. Zara froze. "Show yourself," Leo said. Zara stepped out slowly. "It's just me," she said. Leo sighed. "You shouldn't be here." "I had to see it," she replied. "Why are you training like this? What are you preparing for?" Leo looked at his team, then back at Zara. "You think your people are the only ones who know war. Humans learned war the hard way. We were born in chaos. We survived because we had to. But your students, kids," Zara said. Leo nodded. "Yes, but every human carries the history of survival in their blood. You see peace now, but behind that peace is power." Zara didn't know what to say. She just stared at the group. Even the youngest one, a small girl with a scar on her arm, looked serious and strong. "Go home," Leo said. "You've seen enough for today." As Zara walked back through the forest, her heart was racing. Not from fear, but from understanding. Humans were not what the galaxy believed. They were not soft. They were not weak. They were calm, yes. Friendly, yes. But under that calm was something powerful, something dangerous. She opened her journal again and wrote, "New conclusion. Humans are hiding their true strength. I must learn more before it's too late." The next day felt different. The alien students were quiet. Even the ones who laughed before now looked unsure. Zara had told them about the forest training, about the human students moving like soldiers. At first, they didn't believe her, but when she showed them the video on her tablet, their faces changed. No one spoke for a full minute. "This can't be real," one alien whispered. Zara looked them in the eye. "It is." After school, the aliens met behind the gym. Zara had an idea. "Let's go into the forest. Tonight, we need to see more." At first, the others said no. It was dangerous, and they were not allowed to leave without a human guardian. But curiosity won. They had to know the truth. That evening, they waited until dark. The school was empty. The sky was black and full of stars. The forest looked peaceful, but also deep and dark. The wind made the trees whisper like voices. Zara led the group. They stayed low and moved quietly. After a short walk, they found the hidden metal gate behind the vines. It was closed, but not locked. Zara pushed it open slowly. No one was inside the training area. It was quiet. Too quiet. They entered carefully. The ground had marks. Footprints, drag lines, broken branches. Someone had been here recently. Then they heard it. A scream. Sharp and loud. It came from deeper in the forest. One alien panicked. "Let's go back." But Zara raised her hand. "Wait, someone might be in trouble." They followed the sound. It led them to a dark cave covered with moss and stone. Inside, they saw strange lights. Red, green, and blue. They moved closer. The cave opened into a large underground room, like a hidden base. And there in the middle of it were the human students. They were wearing armor and helmets. Each one held a weapon, wooden swords, staffs, metal sticks. In the center of the room was a large machine. It looked like a simulation device. The humans were inside a training battle. It was intense. Zara and the aliens stayed hidden behind rocks. They watched as two human teams fought. It wasn't like a game. It was fast, sharp, and full of skill. Kicks, blocks, rolls, and attacks. Each move was planned. It was like watching a real battle. Suddenly, one student got hit in the leg. He fell, holding his side. Zara expected him to stop, but he stood up again and kept fighting. The others didn't wait for him. They trusted him to get up on his own. "Why do they train like this?" one alien whispered. Zara answered softly, "Because they know something we don't." The match ended, and the humans removed their helmets. They were smiling now, laughing even, like the fight was nothing. A human trainer stepped forward and clapped. "Good work, everyone. Next time, faster reactions. You must move as one." Then, the trainer looked up. His smile faded. He saw the aliens. Everyone turned. Zara stepped out from behind the rock. "We didn't mean to interrupt," she said calmly. "We were curious." Leo walked forward. "I told you not to come back." Zara didn't back away. "And I told you I needed to understand. Why do you train in secret? Why hide all of this?" The trainer spoke. He was tall and had gray in his hair. "Because the galaxy already fears us. If they see what we truly are, they will fear us more." "But why fear?" An alien asked. "Why not show peace?" The trainer nodded. "We show peace. That is the truth. But if peace breaks, we must be ready." Zara looked around. The humans were not angry, not scared, just calm, strong, sure of themselves. The trainer stepped closer. "Do your people train for peace?" "No," Zara said honestly. "We train for power." "That's the difference," he said. He turned to leave, but then paused. "You've seen enough. But if you want to learn, truly learn, then join us tomorrow. As students, not spies." Zara was surprised. "You'll teach us?" He nodded. "Only if you're ready." Back at their home that night, Zara couldn't sleep. She stared at the ceiling, her mind full of questions. What else were humans hiding? What other skills did they keep to themselves? And why were they still so calm, even after being underestimated? She opened her journal again. "Today, we saw the truth. Humans don't train for fun. They train because peace is not forever. They are calm, kind, but never lazy, never weak. Tomorrow, we join their training. Tomorrow, we learn who they really are." And deep in her heart, for the first time, Zara felt something strange. Respect and fear. The sun rose slowly over Earth. Birds sang. The wind was soft. But Zara and the other alien students were not calm. Today was the day they would join human training. No more spying. No more guessing. Today, they would experience the truth for themselves. They met Leo and the other human students behind the school. No one smiled. No one joked. The human faces were serious, focused. Zara could feel the change. This was not normal school. This was something else. "Follow me," Leo said. He led them through the forest, down the path, and past the hidden gate. The human students moved quickly. They knew the way. The aliens followed, trying to keep up. Inside the training area, the human instructor stood waiting. He was tall and strong, with sharp eyes. His name was Commander Riker. He looked at the aliens. "So, you want to train with us?" The aliens nodded. "Good," Riker said. "Then listen. Here, we do not care where you're from. We care only about effort, discipline, and heart. You think you're ready. We'll see." He pointed to a box. Inside were training clothes, black shirts and pants, light armor for arms and legs. "Change. Quickly." The aliens looked at each other, then began changing. The clothes were tighter than they liked. The armor felt heavy. Human students wore it like a second skin. The aliens felt strange, but they didn't complain. The first task was running. 5 laps around the forest track. The aliens remembered this. It should be easy. It wasn't. The humans didn't run at normal speed. They sprinted, fast and hard, over rocks, through mud, up hills, and across fallen trees. Within minutes, the aliens were breathing heavy. Their legs burned. Their chests ached. But the humans didn't stop. Zara pushed herself. She remembered the girl from gym class. When your body says stop, your mind says go. Zara repeated the words again and again. She kept running. After the run came combat drills. Pairs of students faced each other. They practiced punches, kicks, blocks. At first, the aliens thought this part would be easy. They had longer arms and faster reflexes. But the humans moved with precision. They had training in every muscle. Every move had purpose. They didn't waste energy. Zara faced a human named Kira. Kira was smaller than her, but fast. Very fast. Every time Zara tried to strike, Kira blocked and moved to the side. Zara started to sweat. "You have speed," Kira said, "but no focus." Zara tried again. She missed. "You think fighting is just about power?" Kira asked. "It's about control." Zara breathed deep, focused, moved slower, smarter. This time, she blocked Kira's attack. Kira nodded. Better. Meanwhile, the other aliens were struggling. One fell while trying to climb a wall. Another dropped his training stick during a fight. Some were embarrassed. Some wanted to quit. But the humans didn't laugh. They didn't make fun. One human boy walked over and helped an alien up. "We don't leave anyone behind," he said. Zora noticed this. Even when we're weak, she thought, they help us get stronger. After the drills, Riker called everyone together. "Now," he said, "we test you." He led them to the simulation chamber. It was a high-tech room with lights, screens, and metal walls. "This is where we train for real missions," he said. "You will face a challenge. You will have to escape a fake battle zone with traps, enemies, and time pressure. No powers, no alien tech, just your body, your mind, and your team." The aliens looked nervous. "You will go in teams of 4. 1 human, 3 aliens." Zara's heart beat faster. This was it, the real test. When it was her turn, she stood beside Leo, 2 other aliens behind her. The simulation began. Lights flashed. The door opened. They ran inside. The room changed. It became a burning city. Fake fire, broken buildings, loud alarms. The ground shook. They had to move fast. Zara followed Leo. "This way," he shouted. They jumped over debris, dodged falling beams, and crawled through tight spaces. Then fake enemies appeared, robots with red eyes and electric weapons. Leo took the lead. "Distract them," he said. Zara and the others ran left, shouting and throwing metal pieces to make noise. The robots turned. Leo attacked from behind, disabling one. Zara was shocked. "He fights like a real soldier," she thought. But then one alien tripped. A beam fell on his leg. He couldn't move. The others paused. The timer on the wall was ticking down. "Fast. Go without me," the alien said. Leo shook his head. "Never." He lifted the beam with Zora's help. They pulled the alien out. They ran together and reached the exit with seconds to spare. Outside, Riker nodded. "Not bad." Zara was breathing hard. Her hands shook. But inside, she felt something else. Pride. She looked at Leo. "You didn't leave him." Leo smiled. "That's not the human way." That night, Zara wrote in her journal again. "Today, I felt the fire inside a human heart. It is not loud. It does not brag. But it burns hotter than anything I've ever seen. I trained with them. I fought beside them. And now, I understand. They are not just strong. They are unbreakable." The next day, training was canceled. The human students had something special planned. Leo told the aliens to meet in the old library after school. Zara and the others were confused. "Library? Why there?" One alien asked. Leo only smiled. "There are things you need to know." After class, the alien group walked through the empty school hallways. The library was large, filled with dusty books and old computers. At the back, there was a locked door. Leo opened it with a key. Behind it was a dark staircase leading down. "You're sure this is safe?" An alien asked. Leo nodded. This is not danger. This is truth. They followed Leo down into a hidden room underground. It was not part of the school. It was old, full of screens, maps, books, and strange tools. On one wall, there was a long timeline. It showed pictures of wars, leaders, machines, and disasters. This, Leo said, is human history. The real one. Zara stepped closer. We studied your history in space school. It said Earth was full of war, that humans almost destroyed their own planet. Leo nodded. It's true. We made many mistakes. But that's not the whole story. He pointed to a screen. A video started. It showed humans fighting with swords, then with guns, then with machines and missiles. Cities burned. People cried. Then came images of peace. People helping each other, rebuilding, shaking hands. We have lived through chaos, Leo said. Our history is full of pain. But every time we fall, we rise. Zara watched quietly. The video showed famous human heroes, doctors, soldiers, inventors, peacekeepers, people who saved lives, people who gave their lives for others. We are not proud of all our past, Leo said, but we carry it with us. That's why we train, because we know peace is fragile. Another human student added, the galaxy sees our dark side and thinks we are monsters, but they don't see our heart. They don't see how hard we fight for peace. One alien looked uncomfortable. Your people caused many wars. Yes, Leo said, but we also ended them. Not with power, with courage, with sacrifice, with hope. Zara turned to the timeline again. At the very end was a strange note. Project Titan, classified. She pointed to it. What is that? The human students looked at each other. Leo hesitated. Then he walked to a locked drawer and opened it. He pulled out a small device and turned it on. A hologram appeared. It showed a tall human figure in heavy armor, surrounded by fire and machines. This was the Titan Project, Leo said quietly. It was created during Earth's darkest days, when we thought we would lose everything. The aliens leaned closer. The Titan was huge, part human, part machine. It looked like a warrior from legend. They were built to protect Earth from any threat, from inside or outside, Leo said. But the project was shut down. Too dangerous, too powerful. Did they ever fight? Zara asked. One did, Leo replied. Only once, when an enemy fleet from deep space attacked Earth, long before we joined the Galactic Union. No one believed Earth could survive. But one Titan pilot, just one, stopped the invasion. Everyone was silent. Zara asked, what happened to the Titan? No one knows, Leo said. Some say it was destroyed. Some say it still sleeps, hidden somewhere. Another alien whispered, if that's true, then your people are more dangerous than we ever imagined. Leo looked serious. Maybe. But remember, danger is not the same as evil. We train to protect. We fight only when there is no choice. Zara looked down. She felt something inside her. A mix of fear, respect, and something else. Trust. That night, she didn't write in her journal. She just stared at the stars from her window. The next morning, something changed. Ships appeared in the sky. Unmarked. Unknown. Not human. Not from the Galactic Union. The school alarms rang. Red lights flashed. Teachers ran outside. Students gathered in panic. The alien students looked at the sky and saw something they had never seen before. Real fear on human faces. Leo ran up to Zara. We don't know who they are, he said, but they're not here to make peace. Commander Riker called all the human students to the field. He looked at the sky, then at his students. You've trained. You've learned. Now we protect. Zara turned to her friends. We have to help. You're not ready, Riker said. Zara stepped forward. We are now. Riker looked at her for a moment, then nodded. Then follow me. And so, side by side, humans and aliens ran toward the unknown, into danger, into darkness, into history. The sky was dark now, not because it was night, but because of the strange ships above the city. They were large, black, and silent. No one knew where they came from. They had no flags, no symbols, just glowing red lights that watched the ground like eyes. People ran from the streets. Cars stopped. Power lines sparked. The school was locked down. But in the field behind the gym, Commander Riker stood tall. Around him stood the human students in armor, ready for battle. The alien exchange students stood nearby. Zara felt her heart pounding. She had never seen a real battle. Not like this. She looked at Leo. He was calm, focused. "Who are they?" she asked. Leo shook his head. "We don't know, but they're not here by accident." Suddenly, the ships opened. Long metal creatures dropped from the sky. Machines with claws and weapons, walking like spiders. They landed hard and began moving toward the school. One fired a beam that melted a tree in seconds. Another scanned the building, looking for weak points. Riker gave the order: defensive positions. Human students took cover behind walls and sandbags. Some climbed the rooftops. Others moved silently through the trees. They worked together like a single unit. Trained, focused, ready. Zara turned to her fellow aliens. "We have to fight too. But we're not trained like them," one said. Zora looked at her shaking hands. "Maybe not, but we've learned. We've seen. We can help." Leo threw her a training staff. "Remember what you learned." Zara caught it. Her fear faded. She ran to the front line. The machines reached the outer fence. One raised its claw and smashed through it like paper. More followed. They moved fast and without emotion. Then the humans struck. Smoke bombs dropped from trees. Nets fell from above. Small electric traps exploded under the machine's legs. One machine fell, its legs tangled. Another was hit by a team of students with high-speed spears and flash grenades. Zara watched in awe. This wasn't just training. It was real now. And the humans fought like they had done this 100 times before. But it wasn't easy. One machine broke through and reached the school. Riker grabbed a launcher and fired. The blast knocked the machine down, but it got back up. More machines landed behind it. Zara and Leo fought side by side. Leo moved like water, fast, smooth, controlled. Zara copied his movements, blocking and striking. She hit a machine's leg joint. It sparked and collapsed. "We're not winning," one alien student shouted. "Hold the line," Riker called out. Then everything stopped. A deep, echoing voice came from the sky. Cold, empty. "We are the Sithar Collective. Earth holds secrets we must take. Do not resist." Leo looked up. "They're not just here to destroy us. They want something." Riker turned pale. "They're after Project Titan." Zora's eyes widened, but it was shut down. Riker shook his head. "One unit still exists, buried deep under this very school." Just then, an explosion rocked the ground. The machines were digging. "They're trying to reach it," Riker said. "If they activate the Titan, we're finished." Zora looked at Leo. "What do we do?" Leo stared at the horizon, then turned to Riker. "Let us go underground. We'll find it first." Riker hesitated. "It's dangerous. That area's been sealed for years." Zara stepped forward. "We've trained. You said we were ready." He nodded. "Take the tunnel under the library. But be quick. If the Titan falls into their hands..." He didn't finish his sentence. Zara, Leo, and 2 other alien students ran toward the library. More machines landed behind them, but the human students fought to hold the line. Inside the school, the halls were shaking. Lights flickered. They reached the old library and pushed open the hidden door. The stairs led down into darkness. They followed an old tunnel with broken lights and rusty pipes. Finally, they reached a huge sealed door. A warning sign blinked. Project do not open. Zara looked at Leo. What now? Leo pulled out the device Riker gave him. It lit up and unlocked the door. The room inside was silent. In the center stood a giant metal figure, tall, armored, powerful. Its eyes were dark. Dust covered its frame. It hadn't moved in years. Zara stepped closer. This is the Titan. Leo nodded. Yes, and someone has to pilot it. Zara stared at the cockpit. The voice returned, louder this time. You cannot stop us. Suddenly, the ceiling above the school exploded. A massive ship hovered directly above the field. A giant machine dropped down, bigger than the others. Leo turned to Zara. You wanted to know the truth about humans, he said. Now you'll see it. He climbed into the Titan. The metal began to glow. The eyes lit up. And for the first time in many years, Earth's strongest weapon woke up. The ground shook as the massive machine touched down near the school. It was taller than any building nearby. Its red eyes scanned the battlefield. The Sithar had brought their biggest weapon. In the underground chamber, Leo sat inside the Titan's cockpit. He placed his hands on the controls. The machine felt cold, silent, but alive. Lights blinked on. The Titan hummed. Its systems checked themselves one by one. Power returned. The metal armor began to move. Zara and the others stepped back as the giant came to life. The Titan stood up slowly, its footsteps shaking the tunnel. Dust fell from the ceiling. Sparks lit the room. Leo's voice came through the speaker. Get to safety. I'll stop them. No, Zara said. We're coming with you. You can't help from here, Leo said. But you helped me become ready. With a loud crash, the Titan broke through the tunnel ceiling and rose into the daylight. Everyone on the battlefield stopped and stared. Even the Sithar machines paused. A human legend had returned. The Titan stood tall, glowing with energy. Its eyes were blue now, not red like the Sithar's machines, a symbol of Earth's hope. The enemy's giant robot turned toward the Titan. For a moment, everything was silent. Then the battle began. The two metal giants charged at each other. The ground cracked beneath them. Each hit was like thunder. Fists clashed. Metal scraped. Sparks flew into the air. The students watched from below. Come on, Leo, Zara whispered. The Titan moved fast, faster than anything its size should. It dodged a strike and hit the enemy hard in the chest. The Sithar machine staggered. It fired a laser. The Titan blocked it with a glowing shield. The battle was close. But then, the enemy robot grabbed the Titan by the arm and threw it across the field. The Titan hit the ground, hard. Smoke rose. Zara's heart dropped. No. But inside the cockpit, Leo wasn't done. He remembered everything. Riker's training, Zara's words, his team's belief in him. He stood the Titan up again. The human students cheered. Zara picked up a fallen comm device. Leo, can you hear me? Yes. Then listen when your body says stop. Leo smiled. Your mind says go. He ran the Titan forward, dodged another strike, and jumped high into the air. He came down with full power, punching straight through the Sithar machine's chest. The enemy robot sparked, shook, and collapsed to the ground in a loud crash. The battlefield went quiet. The remaining Sithar machines froze. Then, without their leader, they turned and flew back into the sky. They were retreating. The invasion was over. The Titan stood tall in the middle of the field. Human and alien students gathered around it. Some clapped. Some cried. Zara just smiled. Leo opened the cockpit and stepped out. His face was tired but calm. Riker walked up to him. You did it. We did it, Leo said. Zara ran over. I thought you were gone. Almost, Leo said, but not today. The sky was clear again. Birds returned. The sun rose a little higher. Later that evening, the Galactic Union sent a message. They had seen everything. They had watched the battle from their ships. One alien official said, "We thought Earth was wild, too emotional, too dangerous." Another added, "But now we understand. You are not just strong. You are united." Earth was no longer seen as weak. The Union finally offered humans a seat at the High Council, not because of their weapons, not because of their machines, but because of their heart. Zara wrote in her journal one last time. They thought humans were weak, loud, strange, wild. But I saw the truth. They feel deeply, fight bravely, and never give up. Humans are not perfect, but they are powerful because they care. I came to study them. But in the end, they taught me who I want to be. And far underground, the Titan rested once more, silent, but ready, waiting for the day it might rise again. The end.